Yes, I am addicted to. When we talk about addiction, what comes to mind is that someone is in a bad place because of the addiction that they have. But is it really true that all addictions are negative? Well, let's see how it plays out. If somebody is addicted to hard drugs, we know the hard drug is killing the person sooner or later. At the end of the day, we can say that is a negative addiction. The same thing goes with alcohol. When you get intoxicated, for the most part, you don't do the right things. So that is a negative addiction. As it stands, it looks like most addiction we're going to be thinking about they are negative, but are they all negative? I want to talk about addiction to pornography. Well, as far as I know, it's also a negative addiction. There are some addictions that we don't really talk about, maybe because it is not as harmful or dangerous as the ones that I've mentioned. But the addictions out there, that some of them are just kind of neutral, but it's still an addiction. So basically, an addiction is something that we just find ourselves doing at the end of the day, we don't really have control over. Now, if you tell me that there's a guy that just like ice cream, for instance, and they just don't have control, they've spent so much money, I want to believe that ice cream can harm somebody, maybe the sugar content or something, but we not see that as an addiction. But it's an addiction because anytime you see an ice cream, you just want to have more ice cream, more ice cream, more ice cream. So that is an addiction. But in today's video, we're not going to be talking about any of those kind of addictions. We're talking about the other kind of addiction. I am addicted to power growth, not addicted to pornography. And that's what brought a lot of us to this video. I just found out for some reason that because of maybe my upbringing and the location that I'm in now, I think the two of them coming together is making me want to have as much power as I can possibly have. Initially, I had this benchmark of, if I can get to 15 kilowatt hour lithium iron phosphate battery, I'll be okay. But my mind is beginning to change on that one now, though I don't have it just yet, but I am beginning to see that I cannot put a limit to how much power I want to have. I run a business off of my off-grid system, and it's a seasonal business, of course. And as it stands, demand sometimes overwhelms me. I don't have the power to meet the demand. By natural consequence, I have to increase the power that I have to be able to satisfy my customers, which is very important. As you can see on the screen right now, this is my roof. It is totally covered, so there's really no way I can increase further than this, even though I have some panels that I could have added to it, but there's no space for now, and I cannot install any other place apart from my roof for security reasons. Now, the other thing is, this is my battery. It's about an 18 kilowatt to 20 kilowatt hour. I'll explain that in another video. So these are the batteries. There are 18 units. At the end of the day, they can store up to 18 kilowatt hour. So like I said, I will explain that in a future video. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I just got myself another system. So this is the charge controller, this is the inverter, and this is the 5 kilowatt hour lithium ion system. Now, for some reason, any opportunity I just have, maybe an opportunity buy, I try to just lay hold of the things that will give me more power. And of course, if you look at my roof as well, I just added 6 solar panels to it, so that was what like sealed it. I cannot add more panels on my roof right now. So the point is, I just found out that I'm addicted to making more power, and our grid system is terrible, nothing to write home about, like I always say, so I cannot be depending on them. And of course, I'm not the kind of person that likes using generators, so that one is not an option. I prefer to just keep increasing my power production, because the more I increase it, the more I'll be able to satisfy my customers, and the more I can start other businesses. And from my own knowledge of using solar system, if you really put your heart to it, starting small and increasing or growing your system, there is almost nothing you cannot do with your solar system. During the day, I can use up like 2,000 to 3,000 watts constantly, and at night, of course, I cannot do that because my battery bank cannot take me till the next day. So I'm going to do a kind of rundown on the things that I do with my solar system so that you understand how my system works. One of the things I found out is that as I get older, sleeping through the night is kind of difficult. You just sleep about 3 hours, you wake up in the sleep bag, or you just go and do one or two things, you try to sleep back, and sometimes you cannot sleep back again. But I found out that putting on an AC through the night has a way of just knocking me out in a way that I go for like 6 straight hours without waking up. I'm beginning to plan to have an AC that will be running exclusively on my solar system. That's one of the reasons that make me addicted to making more power. And of course, I've talked about business before. I want to start other businesses with my solar system. I live in a place where people have needs, and if I can just be increasing my power, at the end of the day, I'll be making more money and things will just be going on better for me. Those are the reasons why. Then from my upbringing, I grew up in a place where we had 24 hours power supply. In a very shocking way, contrary to my neighbors and people I grew up with, we had 24 hours power supply. That thing has always been inside of me, that I need to have power much more than I will need. So it's always better to have more than you need than having to struggle sometimes and even going on to put on a generator, because I don't like generators. Those are the things that are just like pushing me in the right direction. So my addiction is something that is positive. Every opportunity I have, like I told you, not too long ago, I added 6 solar panels. I could have added more, but I decided to just, since it's only 6 my roof can take, and I had to take the other panels that I could not install. I will do a video on that. I took it to another location, of course, for business. Now, this is the reason why I'm doing this video. Yes, addicted to power growth. If you live in Africa and you don't have consistent power, I'm going to use every opportunity to keep reminding us on that. Don't wait, or don't be waiting for one miracle to happen. Find a way to be growing your system little by little, and there are some businesses you can start with. For instance, selling cold drinks, selling cold water and everything. People always need this, especially in the hot seasons. It's a good starting point, because if you invest on your solar system, it's only going to be depreciating over time. So if you have a business that you are running with that system, at the end of the day, that business will kind of be helping you to either save up for another system down the line, or it will help you to maintain what you already have. So that way, the burden is not going to just be on you looking for the money elsewhere, saving up. The business you are running with it can also be assisting you in that regard. That's something to consider. Choose your addictions carefully if it's possible. Get addicted to those things that will make you a better person, that will make people around you better as well. I think I've chosen my addiction very, very well, because as I speak with you, this 5 kilowatt hour lithium that I showed you guys earlier that I was going to get, I have not fully gotten it. Now there's an option of me going for a 10 kilowatt. I'm waiting for that window to maybe close or open, whichever. So once that opportunity comes again, I'm just going to swap this one and I'll get that 10 kilowatt hour. So this is a new system that I just got, and I'm going to be doing a review on all of them. I've already done for a charge controller, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave it in the end screen. And of course, I'm going to be doing a review on this 5 kilowatt, what it can do, this inverter, what it can do, and everything. So if you live in those parts where you don't have great power consistent, there are a lot of things this system can do for you. Pumping your water, to power your refrigerator, and a lot of other things, and the amount of solar panels that will go with it. So these are things I'll be doing in the future, so that we'll have a better understanding of how this system works. I like it when people understand what they're getting into before they start complaining, rather than getting into the thing, they complain and they keep complaining. So know exactly what you are doing or what you want to do as best as you can, because you've seen someone that is already doing it and you learn from it. And when you are getting that same system, you now know what your expectations are supposed to be. People ask me, can this 5 kilowatt power and AC? Well, if you have a lot of solar panels, it can during the day, but at night it's a no-no. The minimum system you need to power just a 1 horsepower AC, I wouldn't say comfortably, with some level of comfort, is a 10 kilowatt hour lithium ion system. That's what you can use to power, and of course you're going to have a lot of solar panels. So these are things we're going to be discussing on this channel down the line. Don't forget to be addicted to that thing that helps you and helps people around you. So see you guys, and catch you on the next one.